My goal is to make $600 in 7 days doing things that require little to no skill. If I fail this challenge, I have to either give away $100 or all the money that I made during these 7 days, whichever one is greater. My purpose in making this video is that if you ever got stuck in a crazy financial situation, whether you got laid off, fired, or you just need to make some money really quickly, my goal is to inspire you guys with maybe some ideas that you can do, even side hustle on the side, to make sure that you can pay your bills and provide for your family. So let's just go ahead and get right into today's video. So I had my AirPods on the entire time and I didn't even realize it until the very end of the video. So I apologize, I'm not trying to flex at all. They're not even the newest AirPods. So please forgive me. Hopefully you still enjoy this video. Let's just get right back to it. All right guys, so on day one, I decided to take a note from Grant Cardone's book. He talks about providing a service for free and then allowing people to tip you, because usually people are nicer and they'll tip you more than you would even charge. And so I decided that that was what I was gonna do. I had a pressure washer that was just lying around in my house and I knew I could provide value for people, whether it be pressure washing their cars, their driveways. If you've ever seen a driveway get fresh pressure washed, you know how awesome they look. And so I figured this would be an easy one. And honestly, I thought that this video was just gonna be straight up a pressure washing video because
it was gonna be so easy to make this money.
All right guys, here outside my first house, heart's kind of pumping. Haven't done this in a really long time. So anyway, we're gonna get down, see what they say. It's a free pressure wash, really hard to turn down. So let's do it. Or so I thought.
You're back.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going, sir? Hey, I was just stopping by because I'm doing free pressure washing in the area, in this neighborhood, and I saw your driveway. I figured it could use a little pressure wash.
Oh man, I don't think so, not right now. Thank you though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, no problem. Have a good one.
Awkward.
Well, there you have it, folks. People apparently don't like free things. This is the first try. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the day. But so many people were saying no, they weren't interested, and I was only stopping at houses that really needed it. So I was like, well, you know, they're getting a free service provided for them, but most of these people didn't want it. It was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I finally found someone who was interested, and I went ahead and pressure washed his mailbox area and a little piece of his wall. It wasn't too much, but it did take me an hour and a half. And after an hour and a half of work, I didn't even ask him for a tip, but he gave me 10 bucks. And I know that's not a lot of money at all, especially for an hour and a half of work, but I didn't really ask him for a tip. So I wasn't gonna be too upset about it, but I realized quickly that my strategy needed to shift fast. If I wanted to make $600 in 7 days, and keep in mind guys, I'm still working during these 7 days on my normal 9-to-5 job that I work remotely right now. So this was all side hustle stuff. If I wanted to make this $600, I was gonna have to change my strategy, and that's exactly what I did. As I was pressure washing, I remember this video that Ryan Pineda posted on his YouTube channel talking about flipping couches and how he made hundreds of bucks weekly. And so I decided, you know what, this might be a side hustle that could get me that $600 in 7 days. So I looked into it and it looked fairly easy. So I decided to buy my first couch on day one. At the end of the day, it was about 5 o'clock. I called this lady on Craigslist. I saw her couch. Turns out it was actually my cousin selling her couch. They're getting ready to move to Houston and they needed to sell some of their stuff. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, I know you're selling it for $200, but you know, whenever you guys move, if you still haven't sold it, I'll take it for $100 if you need me to. And she said, you know what, 100 bucks, I'll take that right now. So I went ahead and got the couch and I posted it on my social media. I posted it on Facebook Marketplace. And within 25 minutes, I had someone letting me know they wanted to buy it in cash. So that was a quick 100 bucks that I made off of that deal because I sold the couch for $200 and made a $100 profit. And this was on day one. And on top of that, my cousin also let me list her table and chairs on Craigslist as well. And I got someone to offer me $335 for it. And I was picking it up for $150. But here was the crazy part, okay? That person on Craigslist decided to give me a cashier's check. They said they were gonna mail me a cashier's check. For those of you who don't know, cashier's check is one of the safest forms of payment that you could receive because you need cash, right, to get this check. That's why it's so secure. Usually landlords and tenants use it. You know, whenever there's a situation where you don't trust a person necessarily, you want a cashier's check. You don't want a regular check from a bank because those can bounce, right? The next day, I actually found out and I did some research on this cashier's check thing because it seemed a little odd because the guy was offering me a little bit more than what I was wanting. And then he was telling me, hey, I'm gonna have some movers pick it up because I'm from out of town and I need you to give them the remainder of the money that I'm gonna send you in this check. And I thought, okay, I mean, that's odd, but he's out of town, so it makes sense. Well, doing research, guys, it's a total scam because they're forging cashier's checks and the banks will actually cash them, which is the crazy part. And then like 2 weeks later, after you've already paid out this person's movers and the bank comes to you and says, hey, you owe us that check amount because the check was actually a fraud and it was a fake, and so now you owe us all the money. And guys, that means they took the table and chairs and whatever whatever money I paid out and received from this deal would all have to go to the bank and I would be owing them. So thankfully I found that out before all this stuff, and I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna really be doing business on Craigslist anymore. So after day one, I had earned $100, and one of my friends actually needed to borrow the pressure washer, and I told him, hey, I'm trying to make some money. Could I rent it to you for 40 bucks? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Because, you know, the ones at Home Depot and Lowe's, those are like $80 a day. And I was gonna lend this guy, you know, all the stuff that he needed for about a week or longer, whatever he needed it for. Which brings me to day two. And in day two, I was feeling pretty good. I made 150 bucks the day before, and I was like, you know what? I'm on track to make it, no problem. Day two, I bought another 2 couches, and I could not sell them for the life of me. I bought them for a decent price. You know, one was 50 that I bought it for, the other one was 60. I thought these puppies are gonna sell no problem, but it took me an entire, basically 2 days, because I sold them at the end of day 3 to go ahead and make that money, and I was only able to make about 60 bucks on that deal. So it wasn't really great, and at this point I was like, man, it's end of day 3 and I need to kind of pick up the pace. So on day 4, guys, I actually went out to a house that we might be purchasing for our real estate company, and while I was at that house, and she had some really nice couches in there, and I asked her, hey, are you planning on selling these couches? And she was like, well, yeah, I tried to list them, but I couldn't really sell them. So I told her, hey, I'll buy them from you for 70 bucks if you're cool with that. And she was like, well, yeah, I was just gonna leave them here and the bank was gonna take them most likely, so 70 bucks is better than nothing. So by the next day in the morning, I was able to flip those couches for a total of 150, which put me at $80 profit. So I thought to myself, why is it taking so long, and why am I not able to make a really good profit on these deals? And so I went back to Ryan's video, and he actually talks about the fact that you should only really be buying sectional couches, and that those are the ones that have the really high profit margin, and those are the ones that you can flip really quickly. So I started looking for sectional couches as quickly as I could, but everyone online wanted anywhere from $400 to $800 for these sectional couches, and you need to get them around 200 bucks if you really want to make a profit. So unfortunately, my couch flipping days were over at this point. I decided to shift and look at different ways that I could start making good money, because the challenge was quickly coming to a close and I needed to make the money somehow. Now, one of the ideas that I had was that I could sell stuff in my house, but you see, when you're in a tough financial situation, chances are you don't have a bunch of stuff in your house that you can sell. You probably don't have things that are worth a ton of money that you could sell quickly, and I wanted to be able to create these deals to inspire you guys, not to just say, oh, this dude just took all the stuff in his house and just sold it. So the only thing I was able to sell from my house that I felt comfortable with, which was a small item, it was 2 pairs of iPhone headphones that I could sell, and I figured, you know what, a lot of people have those lying around their house and this is just an easy thing. So I made like 18 bucks with those 2 headphones. I sold them pretty cheap, and that was basically just to keep the money flowing, you know, to keep the deals going, even if it was small, just to kind of keep momentum. Day 6, and I was getting pretty worried because I wasn't even halfway to my goal. I was less than $300 in profit, and I was running out of time and I was running out of opportunities that I could think of. So I got online, got on YouTube, how to make money quickly, and man, there's a ton of different stuff, and most of those things they say quickly, but it takes weeks to set up different businesses and stuff like that. I was looking for some quick cash, so I actually found something, and it was called Instacart. It's an app that you can use, and you can actually shop for people. There was a video of this guy where he made over 300 bucks in a day, and I was like, dude, that's exactly what I need. So I got on Instacart as quickly as I could, and then I realized that in my city, they're not having shoppers go out at this point. I guess our area is not big enough to use Instacart. I'm not really sure how it works, but yeah, I wasn't able to. So that was a bummer. But if you need to use Instacart, you could totally do that if you live in a bigger city, and I'm sure you can make some great money with that. And so day 7 rolls around, and I have one last ditch effort idea that I had in the back of my mind that I knew had a high profit margin, but to be honest, I really didn't want to do it. But I could not get to the end of this video without giving you guys a solution, without giving you guys a way that you could actually earn a good amount of money if you're willing to get out there and hustle, and if you're not embarrassed to earn money for yourself or for your family if you're in a tough spot. And so my last idea, guys, was to sell ice cold water bottles on the side of a busy intersection. And I know what you're thinking at this point. You're probably saying to yourself, man, I would never do that. But guys, realistically, if you're caught in a tough financial situation and you're like, man, I'll do anything ethically to make some money for my family, would you not stand on the side of the road and sell ice cold water bottles? You're still providing value for people. They're still giving you money in exchange for something that you're giving them. So really, you're earning that money, and although you may feel embarrassed, it's better than letting your family go hungry, right? So I decided that that's what I was gonna do. So I went to Sam's and bought a bunch of waters, and it cost me like 7 cents per bottle. Then I got some ice, I put them in ice chests, and I took my truck out to this busy intersection. I parked at a local Taco Bell right there there on the corner, and I just started slanging water bottles on the side of the street, guys. And luckily during this time, I covered my face, I put some shades on, I had a hat, so people couldn't recognize me, because realistically, like, I'm a youth pastor, and if people saw me like on the side of the road selling water bottles, they might think like, dude, this guy, like, what's going on in his life, like that he needs to pay all these bills. So I wanted to stay kind of hidden, which was funny because one of my friends actually recognized me. He was like, dude, what are you doing here? And so I actually was able to tell him that I'm doing it for a challenge, which was really cool. But all that aside, guys, I was able to make $26 an hour. I was out there for 4 hours and I made $104 and a little bit of change. And I only went through 2 different packs of water bottles. And I had a bunch more that I could sell, but realistically, I wasn't gonna make my goal. I was about at 400 bucks, and I didn't want to spend the rest of my Labor Day out in the hot sun when I could be really hanging out with my family. I did want to do it for a little while to just show you guys that it is possible to make that money. But yeah, I ended my challenge, or so I thought, at around $400. During me selling water bottles, I actually got approached by a person. They were like, hey, I'll buy a water bottle from you. Do you move furniture? And I was like, well, actually, I kind of do move furniture. I got my truck right here. Whatever help you need, let me know. So the guy was like, all right, cool, let me get your number. I'll text you when I need your help. So I was like, awesome, this may be worth the gig, right? So the person texted me and he was like, hey, you know, what are you selling water bottles on the street for, if you don't mind me asking? And I told him about this YouTube challenge. So he was like, okay, cool. And I said, yeah, I'm actually about $200 short though. So if your job pays 200 bucks, I could totally do it. If not, it may not be worth my time. And he's like,
well, that's a lot of money, but I would be willing to pay you if you just hang out with me for the day. See, I'm from LA and don't have anyone to hang out with. And also I'm a masseuse. And if you want a full body massage, I could give you a full body massage.
And at this point, guys, I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, the guy kind of gave me a weird vibe, but I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then I see this text, I'm just like, dude, come on, bro. So needless to say, guys, I completed the challenge. I'm totally joking. I would never do something like that, but I thought it was hilarious and I wanted to share with you guys that that actually went down. I blocked the guy's number, didn't even respond to him. I'll put a screenshot up here for you guys to see it. It really did happen. And yeah, that was the end of day 7. I decided that I wasn't gonna do anything unethical. And when you're making money, guys, put morality, put the word of God above any opportunity that you get. Okay, I know this one was an extreme case, but a lot of times in business, you're gonna be presented with opportunities to make some good money, but it involves being unethical in a sense, right? So you don't wanna take those, because we wanna honor God in every single thing that we do. That includes making money. So I didn't complete the challenge, which brings us to the next part and the final part of this video, which is giving it all away. After all the expenses that I used throughout the week, you know, for furniture repair and gas and all that, my total came out to $345 in profit, and that's exactly what we're gonna give away. During this challenge, I actually had someone reach out to me on Instagram, and they were telling me about watching one of my videos where I talk about buying a car for a really decent price, under $1,200, and they were telling me, hey, how much money do I need when I go to actually purchase the car, to get my license plate, to get insurance and that kind of stuff? I was like, you know what, you're gonna need about $150 to $180. They're like, okay, cool, I'm at $600 right now, and I see a car for $600, but my parents don't really wanna approve this deal until I have enough money for the license plate and insurance. So right now we're gonna call this person because I know them personally, and we're gonna give them this $345. So let's do that.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you got like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Hey, so you know how the other day you were telling me about buying that car potentially?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so I was actually doing a challenge for one of my YouTube videos where I had to make like 600 bucks in 7 days. And if I didn't complete it, I was gonna have to give all the money away. So I actually am gonna be giving it all away to you. I made 345 bucks.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, dude. So I can send it to you on Cash App or Venmo or even PayPal, whatever you need, and that way you can use that for your car and getting all that situated.
Oh my god, thank you so much. And I don't know what to say.
Nah, dude, you're good, man. This was just something I wanted to bless you with, dude. Keep hustling out there.
Oh my god, alright, thank you.
Yeah, dude, text me your info so I can send it to you.
For sure, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, man. Take care.
Bye, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Well guys, there you have it. We're giving this money away. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for watching. Man, if you like this video, I spent like 30 plus hours on it. So if you wouldn't mind smashing the like button. If you want to subscribe, you can go ahead and do that as well. It would be much appreciated. And with that being said, guys, I'm Ben. Garseeya in the next one.